What's happening, everyone? My name is Parker Yablon, joined by my co-host, Sam Panitch of Elevation Nation. And today, we are bringing on Bradford Jacobs, the founder of The Modern Gentleman. And we're talking about the mission at Modern Gentleman and a really exciting event that Bradford and his team have been putting together called the Gentleman's Table, which is taking place at the Colony Hotel in West Palm Beach on March 24th, 2026. A Tuesday evening of greatness for only 25 men. It's going to be an incredible evening. So we're going to spend the entire podcast talking more, getting to know Brad. What is the Modern Gentleman? And man, how is this event going to unfold? Bradford, what's going on,
Yes,
man?
sir.
How's it going?
It's going amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Brad, we are so hyped to have you back on this podcast, to get to chat with you. But I think more importantly, we're excited to elevate with you down in Florida in just a few short weeks here. So Parker alluded to it. Let's take a minute and talk about some of the details with this event. Obviously, yours truly and Parker are going to be dressed to success. I mean, we threw on some threads to try to get to your level today, although we are nowhere close. We got the tech bro look and you got the real Modern Gentleman look. But Brad, talk to us a little bit about the inspiration behind, of course, Modern Gentleman as a whole, but now this really unique event with Gentleman's Table that you're throwing as well.
The big inspiration about the Gentleman's Table was to bring what the magazine was already doing, bringing people together, sharing stories into a physical location. So when people come to this location, they feel, wow, I'm not the only person in this room that feels this way. And I'm able to talk with these peers that I have about other interests like business, fashion, sharing your own mental health story. So it's really a evolution of what the magazine really is.
So talk to us about what what was the inspiration behind why you even started The Modern Gentleman?
Well, the biggest inspiration was to have a space for people to come together, share their stories, make sure they don't feel alone. And something that I personally went through, I've been through my own mental health challenges, and I wanted to have a space and something that I would look for when I was going through those challenges. I mean, the Modern Gentleman has helped me in many ways ever since I created it. I took a little break because of my own mental health in this past summer, and I was back at it with the third issue. And it really, it helps. It really does. And I've heard from a lot of people that it does help. I've had people come up to me and say, this magazine changed my life. I read a bunch of your stories. It resonated with me. It helped me process something that I may have not processed in the past very well. So helping people is really what this company and this Gentleman's Table is all about.
Well, you're not only helping a ton of people out there across the globe with the magazine, but I do need to brag for a second. You helped me, Bradford, because you made me so cool when I sent an issue to my grandma and showed her that her grandson was in a magazine. Boy, you would have thought I was a A-list celebrity. She was so excited, showing all of her friends. So thank you for making me look cool. But more importantly, Brad, thank you for helping create a space for men to talk about their passions, their interests, things that we all love, fashion, style, but more importantly, talk about the mental health struggles and just mental health overall, right? Your mindset is not always a negative or something you have to fix. It's kind of like a muscle, just like working out or going to the gym or eating right. It's something that we want to take care of. So thank you for, creating that print space. But I'm so excited that we now are having this physical space where we all are going to come together and talk, meet, grow, and elevate. Talk to us a little bit, Brad, behind the inspiration for, a meal and a keynote. Why did you choose that type of format instead of, a webinar or something totally different? Why a dinner and a keynote and kind of a cocktail happy hour?
I wanted something real, you know?
Mm.
I wanted something that I would love to go to. I I enjoy those things. So it's really an extension of something that I enjoy doing, I enjoy liking, and a webinar and something sort of like that is not really the modern gentleman style. It's very traditional, sit down dinner, plated dinner, and having you guys come elevate us, you know? It's it's really a special event that I'm very, very excited and very blessed to have you guys a part of.
We are so excited to elevate with whomever gets to sit in that room at the Colony Hotel on March 24th. We are pumped. And Bradford, I just got to say, I mean, we had you on Elevation Nation. It was probably over a year ago, months ago, and you've just
Yep.
stayed so committed to this. And it's very cool to see that your commitment and passion and your mental fortitude has pushed you to create this space for people, knowing that it's needed, it's wanted. Sam and I have conversations with men all the time, ambitious men, men who on the outside might seem like they have it all, men who are rocking and rolling in their career, maybe in their family life, maybe whatever it might be. But yet, we all know that that is just what people display to others, and we don't actually know what's going on inside. And Sam and I believe at Elevation Nation that, you know what, you also have to create spaces to be real and have the deep, hard conversations too. And so I commend you
Absolutely.
for creating that space for people, and hopefully through some fun workshops that Sam and I are excited to bring, we can also get vulnerable and deep and open up a room to allow some people to peel back some of those layers, to, you know, have some real conversation. We're excited about it. So let's talk about conversation. What are some of those conversations that men aren't having but desperately need to have?
You know, I think that by being vulnerable in a room and showing that you're able to be vulnerable, you show that you have the mental capacity and you have the mental fortitude to bring a conversation that's usually taboo, something that people don't talk about, like suicide, mental health struggles, depression, anxiety, and a ton more that I can name. But you bring those to the forefront of a conversation, and that's not just a um, talking point or a quick little step over this is the conversation. Let's step over that. That's a real conversation. That's a real experience for some people, and some people don't experience um, having that conversation or somebody that they can have that conversation with. And that's why I'm very, very excited for you guys to come in and open that space up, open that conversation up to the room, because I know a lot of people, uh, even in my circle, that refuse to open up.
It's a really interesting point, and one that hits home for Parker and myself, because we've spent years, just like you, Brad, trying to help young people, and of course men in particular, feel comfortable being vulnerable and being introspective. And so not only is it a skill that we are going to teach to everybody that is able to buy a ticket and come to this incredible event, so it's a skill that you can learn and practice, but it's also an energy and an environment that you create. And Brad, you are bringing together some of the best and brightest minds from all over the US are coming in for this event, and we're going to
Absolutely.
challenge them with their mindset and have, a created space combined with a created new skill to really foster beautiful conversation. So let's for a minute talk about this space. You got one of the sickest hotels in
Oh,
Florida. It is stunning. Before we go any further, I know people out there listening are saying, what do I get with a ticket to this event? You guys are talking it up. what comes with it. So give us the details. Show us all the value that you are going to get when you buy a ticket to this Gentleman's Table event.
Well, with a $30 ticket to the Gentleman's Table event, you get sponsor activations, bourbon tasting, a full plated dinner with 3 courses, amazing wine, and an amazing time with Elevation Nation, just elevating you the entire time. Get a goodie bag at the end of the thing. You get the next issue of the magazine. What more could you want?
Sounds like hundreds of dollars of value for just a $30 ticket. I love that, Brad. You certainly worked some magic to jam as much value in there for these 25 hand-selected, really special gentlemen. They're going to be joining us. So I'm just so excited, man. What value. This is going to be an
Exactly.
incredible event.
It's all about the value and the message that we bring.
What does the event look like if it, we're walking out the door, everyone's feeling fulfilled? What are some of those feelings that you want to instill in the people who come to this Gentleman's Table event?
Really just brotherhood and accountability for speaking up about your own feelings, about how you actually feel. A lot of people, and have been many articles in my magazine that have just talked about being real and having real conversations. So I want people to walk away with that brotherhood and that trust of having those conversations with friends and new friends that they meet at this event.
Bradford, I want to address the elephant in the room. When Parker and I on the podcast or in our workshops mention that we dig deep, we teach vulnerability, and we help young men discover their feelings, their introspection, their vulnerability, we're hit with a bit of skepticism, right? Young guys don't want to dig deeper. They don't want to uncover those wounds. And they certainly are not the biggest fans of going to therapy. That being said, we are so excited that this event is emphasizing digging deeper and having more meaningful conversations. So I want to give you the opportunity to address why this beautifully curated event, this table of 25 people, is the right place to dig even deeper and help young men really elevate who they are and become a better gentleman.
Mentality as a whole in our generation is changing. We have newer spaces popping up, people that are willing to be vulnerable with each other, and I definitely think that the more that people talk about it, the more that you exercise, it's like you said, it's like a muscle. The more you exercise talking about your vulnerabilities, talking about your feelings, you're able to speak about that a lot easier, and it's a lot better. So, and you're able to emphasize what you're feeling. Maybe you say, hey, I'm not feeling very well. But every single time you say that, it gets, I'm not feeling very well. This is what's happening. I'm not feeling very well. This is what's happening. And this is something I need to do, or this is something that I want you to help me with if I'm talking to a peer. So really what the Gentleman's Table, you walk away and you feel that when you talk to a peer, when you have those conversations, you're able to open up to those people. And you can text, I'll text you, Sam, if I'm feeling anything that, something's bothering me after this event. Hey, Sam, or hey, Parker, you guys really made an impact on my life. I would love to chat about this. And that's really what I want people to
I love that.
walk away with.
It's building community.
Important. Yeah.
It's a community. You're building a brotherhood, you're building community where there's people that are also feeling the same thing that you are feeling. So you're not alone in your feelings.
I think oftentimes as men, we like to disguise how we're feeling because we're told that we always have to be strong.
Exactly. There's a taboo around that.
Exactly, 100%. And I think because we are within the first 5 minutes, it's going to smack you in the face that we're not sitting here talking about the weather. We're sitting here and we're talking about how to become better gentlemen, better human beings. And so I think it's fun because you have a combination of people you kind of know, right? We have some friends that are coming. Bradford, we obviously know you and some of your team, But what's really interesting is when you get a complete stranger who knows nothing about you and can't judge you because they don't know you and they don't care. And so it almost gives you permission to say truly what's on your mind and your heart because everyone is in this same vulnerable, deep conversation space. And Parker and I are excited to really break the ice. We have a lot of things that we're doing in our keynote to make everyone realize it's okay to dig a little bit deeper. This is the space to do it. Certainly, if you need a couple extra bourbon tastings to help you get there, we can arrange for that. But this is a group, a brotherhood, a community that's going to grow, elevate, and become better gentlemen together. And I'm just so excited that you're making that space.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We grow every single day. We bring on so many new people, so many new faces, and just so happy and so blessed that I am able to help something that I've personally struggled with. Somebody that in my shoes, a younger me, let's say, a younger me, I would love to help a younger me through my magazine, through this dinner, through many, many more future things of the modern gentleman.
I want to give my take on the question as well that Sam asked to you, Brad.
Yeah.
And I loved your answer about creating a space for men to feel like they have an opportunity to open up and can rely on others too. But Sam, to your question about maybe someone hears this and it sounds soft, or there's men sitting around talking about their feelings, like, why should I come and do that? My take on it is that the modern gentlemen, the ones who are going to lead in this world, the ones who are going to elevate, the ones who are going to be the decision makers, the good fathers, the brothers that are there to support their brothers, the ones that are making some impact in the world and have a purposeful life are the ones that can have vulnerable and deep conversations, not only with themselves, but have the courage to do it with other people. And Bradford, I am so excited because you are creating that space for a guy who does want to grow in their, whether it be their career, their relationships. The modern gentleman is someone who's emotionally intelligent and has the mental fortitude to open up and lead.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
I want to add to that point. Yes, we're getting deeper. Yes, we're talking about vulnerability, but I mentioned this earlier. Talking about mindset and mental health, I think that word mental health sometimes has a stigma that means you're going through something negative, right? Which
it's a negative connotude to that.
totally,
to that
totally.
word.
And there are negative health episodes, right? Like Brad, you've gone through
Absolutely.
it. I've gone through it. Parker's gone through it. Like I'm not discounting that. Certainly people go through and have mental health issues. But there's also mental health fitness and aptitude, right? The maintaining of your mental health, just like going to the gym. And so I just want to emphasize, to come to this event, it's not like you have to come carrying some heavy trauma or burden that you're trying to unload. In fact, I'd actually think it's sometimes the opposite. Bradford and his team have curated 25 of some of the best, brightest, and most ambitious modern gentlemen across a vast array of diverse different industries. So these are the guys that you want in your corner and the people that you want to know that are the rising stars and movers and shakers in the world. And so the cool part about that is whether you're an entrepreneur or crushing it in the corporate world or a doctor or a lawyer, whatever it may be, we're going to have everything under the sun at this event. They're the ones that care enough to work on themselves holistically. And I think that's just something I really want to emphasize, that you don't have to come bringing something heavy or be battling something traumatic. You're going to get a heck of a lot out of this just by the people in the hands that you're going to shake. And we're going to kind of go through the trenches together with the workshop, with all the different activities that Brad and his team have planned to just grow as brothers and friends, and certainly expand your network for success as a modern gentleman.
Exactly. All the successful people know themselves before they know anything else.
Say that one more time.
All the successful people know themselves before they know anything else.
You can't lead other people before you lead yourself. I love that.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. You look at any successful, any respected person in the world, and man, I can tell you the ones that at least I appreciate are the ones who are real and authentic. They talk about the crappy stuff too.
Good bag and the ugly.
Exactly. Well, Bradford, I mean, this is an exciting thing. We're very pumped, if you haven't been able to tell, to get down to West Palm on March 24th at the Colony Hotel. I can tell you, don't tell me what's going to be served at the table. Maybe
It's a
like I need
surprise.
my wife knows that I never want to know a menu before I walk into a restaurant. It's part of the experience. Your art is the curation of this event, whether it is the plated food that will come out, the vendor, the sponsors who will be there, the individuals who are sitting in those seats. But man, I am so excited for this. And I know that this is just the start. Are there more opportunities in the future if someone's not able to get a ticket?
Absolutely. We are thinking about doing 6 gentlemen's tables this year in various parts of the country.
That's insane. I'm so excited for the momentum that you guys have. I'm honored that we are helping kick off this next event for you all in Florida. We will link to tickets in our bio of this episode and certainly on all the social media clips that are going to be shared from this. Brad, is there anything that you want to share with the audience as one last, not that they need to be convinced, because if we didn't sell you by now, you got to get your ears checked, but the spots are selling fast. We only got
They are.
25 spots and we aren't expanding it for more. It's only the size of the table in the room that we
Yeah.
got. So you better hurry up. Anything else you want to share with everybody?
I am just super excited for this event. It is such a dream come true to actually bring the magazine to life. That's really what this next evolution of the Modern Gentleman is, to bring it to life. What you see in the magazine is what you get in the events. You won't be disappointed at all.
There you have it. Brad saying you won't be disappointed. Regardless of how it goes, I know I will not be disappointed. I am excited. I am thrilled. I am pumped. March 24th, Colony Hotel, West Palm Beach. Get your tickets while supplies last. You can find them in our link in our bio, as well as in this description. Bradford, thank you for coming on again. We're excited to get
Thank you,
down to
guys.
West Palm with you and looking forward to continuing to elevate and make some modern gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Stay modern, Elevation Nation. Peace.